Alright. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the beautiful Mid-Ohio sports car course for week 2 of the iRacing Spec Racer 4 challenge. Yes, we are 2 rounds into the championship, and I'm Guess Ling. I'm here to broadcast the weekly Tuesday 0:45 GMT string love field race. And we are utilizing the chicane layout this time around. Actually, the chicane layout is more closer to the original layout of the Mid-Ohio sports car course, but it was changed to the layout that we're more familiar today and we usually see on TV for IMSA, the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge and other series, also IndyCar. Yes, and actually, as David Gaspers is starting his second lap, we'll go aboard him and take you a lap around the Mid-Ohio chicane layout. So first corner as usual, Gaspers hard on the inside curve, and then you see you don't go straight here, you actually make a right, make a left, then another left, then into the keyhole. That stretch of track, let me put it this way, the chicane was straightened out in the late 90s, I believe, to I guess make the track slightly quicker. And the chicane layout today is still used for some club racing and track day events. And now he is into the turn we usually know as turn 4. The sand trap outside is called China Beach, not the turn, because the sand trap was very large and it takes a very long time to drive out of it if you overshot turn 4 and spawn into it. I mean, if you have 4-wheel drive car or in a 2-wheel drive car have enough momentum to come out. And it takes a very long time to come out, that's why come out of the sand trap, that's why it earned the name being the China Beach. And now David Gaspers around Carousel to finish his second lap. Across the start finish line, and his time will be a 1:39.0. Currently in first. And in second we have Dan Sadro, who is not on track at the moment. Andres Bertoni, who still haven't set a lap yet in the number 4 car. His new black paint scheme. I have to say, personally, I prefer their white with 2 shades of blue. I like the other version of the paint more, the one that Sergio Durelli is using. But this black scheme is also pretty unique, as he seemed to have off track on both of his qualifying laps, so he will start last in 16th. We have 46 signed up for the SOF race. Berg Treidler and Justin Hall are still on track. Justin Hall just crossed the line. It will be a 140.5 for him. That will put him in 10th position. Wayne Fonston from Down Under. Getting up early for the race. I think it's Tuesday morning there. He just set a 140.3 that will promote him up to 7th. Justin is still doing some more practice. It's on his 3rd lap. Glenn Hoffman in the pits. Currently he has a off-track excursion on the 2nd lap. That's why he aborted. Yep, the qualifying is 8 minutes, and you are only allowed to do 2 flying laps. Any extra laps won't count, but since there are extra time, some driver use it as a practice, as Justin Hall went a little bit loose. Which turn was that? I think that's on the entry to the essays. Yep, that will be it, and now it's time for gridding. And let me introduce the grid. Good luck, have fun indeed. David Gaspers, the 9.2K driver, ranked 14th overall in the world. He's the number 1 car, starting on pole. Second will be Daniel Sadro from Wisconsin. Authority is complaining about his qualifying effort. Burns Arabian in the Jaguar themed car, the sick cut, starting 3rd. Austin Winner, the white-blue car, number 2, starting on the outside of 2nd row. Mitch Weatherly, number 10, starting 5th. Dominic Bureau, 6th. Wayne Fonston, starting 7th. Greg Trailer on the outside of row 4. Jeff Fisher on the inside of turn 5. Justin Hall, row 5, Justin Hall starting 10th. Brian D. Short starting 11th in the fire engine. Doherty 12th in the number 12 car. See who are missing. David Riley starting 13th, who has not graded yet. And Jeff Jacobson 14th,
green flag.
Hoffman 15th, and Andres Perdoni, who did not set a time, starting 16th. As I spoke, a bad start for Cedro. Gasper's good start from Cedro, but Cedro lifted a little bit, it seems. They did not go side by side in turn 1. Now into the chicane. Austin Winner already up 1 position, overtaking Arabian on the first turn. Mitch Weatherly and Dominic Burrow side by side behind them. They're into the keyhole for the first time. There's not a major breakaway by far. It's gonna be a tough race for Andres Bertoni, who I think led a lap after starting 2nd. Last season we visited Mid-Ohio. Long run on the backstretch. Now into turn 4. As most drivers have single filed out. That's Wayne Fonston having a switchback against Dominic Bureau, I believe. And now they're into the S's. David Riley started from the pits, I think, as I see him getting through the chicane as the leaders were on the backstretch, and now they're on Thunder Valley. There seems to be a 4-car breakaway with Mitch Weatherly in 5th and slightly behind them. And now into Carousel, no lead change in first lap. David Gaspers, still your leader. Daniel Sadro and Austin Winner rounds off the podium. Mitch Weatherly getting a little bit wide on the exit of first turn, but that didn't really affect his pace. So with the additional chicane before keyhole, there is really one clean-cut overtake spot on the entire track now, which being turn 4. I think most of the bold moves will be made here. Other portions of the track are, let's say, technically possible for overtaking, but it's going to be very tricky to do so, and during the process it will cost a lot of time. So Yep, the best overtaking opportunity is turn 4. Still no action in front. No single filed out. Wayne Fonston seems to have put a gap between him and Dominic Bureau. They are in the second group, and that's Mitch Weatherly's. Very interesting, serving a drive-through penalty, I assume. Maybe for jump start? I'm not really sure about that. I didn't see him jump start, and that's some damage on the rear of Jeff Fisher's red-blue car, as he just briefly disappeared. Might be some internet issue. That's give Ed Doherty a chance to overtake him. Andres Bertoni having some damage, and he is in 14th at the moment. Looks like that's hurting his top speed a little bit. Mitch Weatherly did came out before David Riley. Two very unfortunate drivers today, both out of the fight early. I don't think David Riley meant to start from the pits. It might be a last-minute setup change. Maybe he joined the grid and then he left. And when you have joined the grid once, and when every other driver have gridded, the game will think that you're forfeiting your grid position. So that might be the reason why he started from the pits. There is still very little action in front. The first and the second pack separated further after Mitch Weatherly had to serve his stop and go penalty, I believe. Yeah, the 4 leaders are just following each other at the moment. The second group consisting of Fonston, Bureau, and Heidler, currently not making any moves either. At this point, there's a big crash just on the exit of Keyhole. We'll get a replay of that. That looks like Jeff Fisher on the inside of Ed Doherty tries to make a move. Ed Doherty went wide onto the grass, lost the car, and that's Justin Hall. Wrong place, wrong time. Being collected. So top day for Doherty. I think he was leading the third group earlier. Now he has a lot of damage, both on right side and left side. It's been tough 2 weeks for Justin Hall as well. Was involved in the third lap pile-up last week at Summit Point, and now again on the fourth lap at Mid-Ohio, collected in another multi-car incident. Now we are 5 laps into the 15 lap race. I think last time around in the non-chicane layout, the modern layout, we had 16 laps, I think. And that's Austin Winter trying a move on Dan Sedro on the inside of Keyhole, but seems that Sedro has held the outside line, carried more speed, and preventing Winner from pulling a overtake. So Sedro a bit deep on the brake, as you can see. He closed the gap a little bit to Gaspers on the braking. Winner tries under over, but just not enough speed to overtake Sedro. You can see a brief moment that the 3 cars were bumper to bumper altogether. I think the reason that no one is making a move behind Cydro might be that they want to keep up with Gaspers, so all four of them have a chance to win. Otherwise, if they start battling, Gaspers is just going to run away. See, they have a huge lead to the second group at the moment, the gap being more than 4 seconds to Wing Funston. The number 8 car up 2 positions, currently in the last spot in top 5. Onto the curb on the inside. You still have a comfortable margin over Dominic Bureau and an even bigger gap to Trider behind in 7th. Andres Bertoni still on his journey from the back of the grid to the front. It's currently being chased by Jeff Fisher. Both cars have damage. Andres car damage on the front right, and Jeff Fisher's car damage on the rear right. I think the front aero damage is gonna hit a little bit more than rear damage. So the 4th group leading by Brian Short. So it's a 3-way battle for 10th. Short has some damage, also does Hall, but Jacobson by far have a clean car. So I'll switch camera back onto our leader. Still no overtaking. It is going to be very interesting for the Weekend Warrior race because the race is longer, giving a longer strategy play for drivers on this course. I mean, 2 seasons in a row we barely see any on-track passes at this track. Only limited to the strength of field race, not talking about Weekend Warrior, because I did watch the broadcast of last season's Weekend Warrior race, but it did not left a strong image in my head as how the race went. Rodrigo Duran in the spectator seat with me as well. I actually do not own the track, so I borrowed a friend of mine's account to spectate the race as I did last time. No, it might be a breach of iRacing's term of service, but and I said it in my broadcast. But yeah, hopefully you don't report me for that. There is still no action on track as the first group each separated each other for 0.3 of a second. Cydro closing the gap slightly in the chicane, but doesn't have enough of a run to put an overtake in keyhole. I think a reason here why you don't see a big drop pass on the backstretch is that the keel is a very tight downhill corner, so it might require some both mechanical grip and aero grip. As I said, Cydro finally put a move on Gaspers, but now Gaspers have the inside on the next turn, and Austin Winner is right behind him. Cydro's attempt might causing him to lose a position in the end. They are still side by side into the essay. Arabian having a slight right front damage that might be hitting the cones. Austin Winner seems to have a chance there against Cydro, but he ultimately lifted. as I believe they still do not want to lose the truck to Gaspers. Their gap to the second group has been extended to 8 seconds. I mean 7. Gaspers do have a 8.3 second gap to Wayne Fonston in 5th. So he goes slightly wide and hitting a cone on the exit of turn 1. Back onto topic, the reason is that the keyhole might require both mechanical downforce and mechanical grip and aero grip. When you are following a car ahead of you closely through that turn, I feel you might lose some front aero grip, causing a slower corner exit. You might make it back on a straight line, but Sergio attempts again on the inside of turn 4 on Gaspers, but the gap is not enough. Currently they are on lap 9 with 6 to go next time by. I think the 2020 Season 1 V runoff broadcast by SimTV here. I do remember that race because that race had a very wild finish at the end of the feature race with Henrik Lindorf taking out Jason Perry on the exit of S's, fighting for win on the last lap, and the third party benefited and ultimately won the race. I do not remember who it was, but it was a very wild finish as there were more crashes on the carousel at the final lap. Sergio again having a good run in the chicane. Seems that his car is just slightly better there, but again falls back on the keyhole. There is still no position change in the top 4, besides Austin Winner having a better start than Arabian. Let's turn the camera to the back for a while. Seems that Dominic Bro has gone missing. He was just behind Wayne Fonston last time we checked him. Scheidler looks like he closed the gap slightly. Now Bureau down in 13th position. I don't see any damage. That's very interesting. Might be a mistake. Maybe he dipped his toes into the China beach and took him a while to get out. I think he lost about 18 seconds during that. Or it could be a big crash and he pitted using the quick repair. Yeah, it seemed to be he had a 158 lap last time by. Now 5 to go, Wayne Fonston in 5th. Buck Trailer, number 5 car, 6th. Andres Bedoni up 9 positions. Though he has some damage, but he still seems to not having any issue holding off Jeff Fisher, who is in 8th behind him. Justin Hall overtaking Brian Short into 9th position, Short in 10th, and Jeff Jacobson 11th. Mitch Weatherly after his black flag at the start, currently in 12th. Not a fortunate race for him, not a fortunate race for Ed Doherty neither. Yes, some heavy damage. He might be caught by Glenn Hoffman, who has slight damage in the rear. Dominic Bureau 15th and David Riley 16th. Now the leader is going to come through the start-finish line again with 4 to go. David Riley actually just parked the car and left the session. Very tough day for him. Maybe he just decided he has had enough. Some drama behind involving Justin Hall. Let's have a replay on that.
Super easy to do that here.
Yep, that's him having a slide on the exit of the S's and being hit by Jeff Jacobson. Now he has some heavy damage. That is a familiar crash to Jonathan Madden on the first lap of the Weekend Warriors last season. It's Austin Werner trying a move on the inside of Sergio and it's stick. Sergio now to third and the number 2 car of Austin Werner up to second. But still, no one has been actually challenging David Gasper's lead. A wiggle from Werner there, but looks like his move on Sergio didn't cost much time. So they are still in draft for the lead. Now the lead pack has a 11-second gap to Wayne Foster in 5th. David Gasper still have a 0.5 second gap over Winner. Let's see if Winner is going to close the gap on the backstretch. So you can see a commanding tower on the right of the screen there and a white line in the middle of the track. That is for the rolling start grid for some series. As I mean, obviously the short run to the start finish line sometimes is not enough for a good start. I think some series in real life utilizing the rolling start line on the backstretch, while some series, including iRacing, uses the actual start finish line for rolling start as well. Yep, Justin Hall has parked his car as well. Tough day for him. Mid-Ohio is definitely a very technical racetrack. Personally, not one of my favorite. It's a little bit too twitchy, in my opinion. I like challenging tracks, but I don't like overly twisty tracks. All 4 of them driving absolutely on the limit of the spec racer board. You can see the tires. You can hear the tires screaming in the chicane. Now another run on the backstretch. Arabian seems to have fallen slightly behind of the lead pack. Winner does have a run, but it's not enough to be side by side with Gaspers as he spun out on the XL of turn 4. He just carried a little bit too much speed and looped it around. Well, all the work that the 3 drivers tried to put up challenging Gaspers is now all gone. With this much of a gap to Arabian, I think Gasper is pretty safe to pull away unless he make a mistake. But I don't think the number 1 car, the highest rated driver on the field, will do that, as he crossed the start-finish line. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Another time around Mid-Ohio for Gaspers. His gap to Arabian will be 1.8 seconds, with Sadro being blocked by Winner earlier, 3 seconds behind him. Yep, the drama late stage into the race, but I did not expect it to happen on the second to last lap. Wayne Foston just come around the chicane with the trailer behind him. There is actually a tight battle for 6th now, as Bertoni is slightly wide on the entry of Kehoe, making Fisher looking for a pass, but he ultimately did not do so. Bertoni sure has the drop here, but with damage and the trailer blocking the inside line, will be a challenge for him to pass trailer. Around outside goes Bertoni, and he did make the pass stick. Now Bertoni only up to 6th, advancing 10 positions. Now back to the leader, as Gaspers just exited the Thunder Valley into carousel for the 1 last time. One turn to go, and your tonight's winner will be David Gaspers from Germany. Burns Arabian finishing 2nd after staying 4th for the majority of the race. Daniel Sedgwick last place on podium. Austin Winner, a late race mistake cost him the chance for win. Wing Fast staying 5th. Bertoni last lap pass Treidler, promoting him up to 6th, and the Treidler down to 7th. Jeff Fisher 8th. Ryan Short finishing 9th. Mitch Weatherly, after the unfortunate start, running out top 10. Jeff Jacobson 11th. Doherty, number 12 car, finishing 12th with his very battered car. And Glenn Hoffman running a little bit wide. Oh no! He hit the curb car and goes around. He will finishing 14th as Dominic Bureau passes him just before the finish line for 13th. And that will be it for tonight's race. Nice coverage of the weekly iRacing Spec Racer Ford Challenge Stringer Field Race. See if I can have some interview going on here. Let's see if I can catch him. As Discord refused to show up. Yep, there we go.
We're not boring on the second split, my goodness. I'm sweating.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Alright, some post-race interview with some of our drivers. David, do you think it was an easy race for you? Leading from first lap all the way to last.
Sorry for the bump there, Justin. I did the best I could to
think I
avoid
was
Jeff.
attacked maybe 2 times, so it wasn't the hardest one.
You didn't even have to push.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yes, you did. We know.
No, I just meant that I was braking early for the corners so that I don't have oversteer into them.
And up next, we have fourth place finisher Austin Winner. You actually have a good charge through the field, but it looks like you throw it all away on the second to last lap.
Yeah, I did throw it all away. Thanks for pointing that out.
And then in third place, we have Daniel Sergio. Any thoughts on the race? It seems that you put up a challenge to Gaspers for 2 occasions, but ultimately did not do so.
Me having thought would require me having brain.
That's a very excellent response. And we have second position finisher Burns Arabian. After staying fourth for the majority of the race, is it a pleasure picking up 2 positions on the closing laps?
I wouldn't say a pleasure. I felt lucky, but I was kind of sleeping back there.
Very interesting responses. And after the interval, it will round out today's broadcast. And thank you very much for watching.